What's up guys, it's Roboter here and welcome back to yet another amazing video on the channel. For today I got an updated deck of a deck that got an insane power boost with the latest structure deck. It is of course Invoked guys. I'm going to be showing you a deck profile of Invoked, branded, Dogamtika, YuGiOh. So like, it literally all the engines of the format you can just cram into this deck and it's absolutely insane, and I can't wait to show you guys. I'm super excited. But before we do get to that profile, make sure you do hit that subscribe button down below and leave a comment. What deck are you running with the branded engine and how has it performed? So without any further ado, let's get straight into the deck profile. So starting off with this deck profile, we are of course running triple of the boy Alistair the Invoker, the best normal summon in YuGiOh, and he's been around for years guys, and he is still the best normal summon in YuGiOh. It's crazy. If you don't know what he does, I don't know where you've been, but literally on normal or flip, grabs you Invocation, and then quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the grave to give something a fusion monster 1000 attack, and that's really useful when you need to push for OTKs and things like that. This card is absolutely crazy. Of course, we're going to be pairing him up with his engine, which is triple of Magical Meltdown, essentially 6 Alistairs. Magical Meltdown gets you Alistair and makes your fusion summons absolutely insane, sort of like spell speed 4, which is really good, and it's just other ways of seeing the Alistair. We of course have the 1 terraforming to search your Meltdown, and then the 2 of the invocations. I don't feel like 1 is correct. I feel like 2 invocations is the perfect amount. You don't need any more invocations. 2 is the perfect amount of invocations. If 1 gets banished, you still have your engine going, and even if you hard draw 1, I'll show you at the end why drawing an invocation without an Alistair still can make you an insane board. So moving on to the second engine here, we have double of the Fallen of Albaz. So this guy is insane going second, but he is needed in the deck because we are running of course the branded fusion, and he's just a really nice card. You can super poly him. There are quite a few targets in the extra deck, and he's actually really fun. Yeah, Meltdown, they can't really respond, so it's kind of cool. We are running triple of the branded fusion because this is now probably the best fusion spell in YuGiOh. Just the fact that you can fusion from the materials from the deck, and it only locks you into fusion summoning. And if you guys haven't guessed, this is a fusion summon deck, so you literally don't care, and you get a free interruption on board. Set up, it's absolutely crazy. For the next engine guys, we have 2 of the Destiny heroes. We're of course playing the best ones. We have the Dasher and the Celestial. Of course this is accompanied by your double Fusion Destiny. Fusion Destiny is still an insane card. You have to sort of sequence it in a way because Fusion Destiny sort of interacts badly with Branded Fusion. If you do, you have to do Branded Fusion first and then Fusion Destiny. Branded Fusion locks into Fusion summon monsters, and Fusion Destiny locks into Dark, so it's kind of Dark hero monsters is kind of conflicting. That's why you need the Fusion Destiny to go after a Branded Fusion. But still, really free materials from the deck, and PP is still an insane card guys. For the last engine here, we have triple of the Dogamtika Ecclesia. This card is absolutely insane still, and also helps you make your Vertate. If you guys don't know, you can special summon this card for free from your hand, and if you don't use the effect, you're not actually locked out of special summoning monsters from the extra deck, so it's a free extender. And then you can use your Alistair, your Ecclesia into a Vertate, and Ecclesia is a light. You got your Macabre, you got your Vertate, and you can go from there. For the other part of this engine, we have the 1 Fleur-de-Lis and the 1 Maximus. Maximus isn't actually that good anymore because there is a lot of branded Despia running around, and Maximus gives them free advantage, but it helps make your Shadow plays, so that is why we're playing him. And Maximus and Fleur-de-Lis is just a free negate that you can search, so really nice. And of course that means we're playing the double Nadir Servant and the 1 Schism. So Nadir Servant is crazy. When you open this card, I swear you pretty much win the duel. It's absolutely insane, this card. Not only does it give the ability to add Ecclesia, but gives you stuff in the grave, which gives you advantage, and then you just snowball from there. And Schism, Winder's still a hell of a card, guys. You can still win a lot of duels with Winder, and a lot of people underestimate Winder. You literally need to see the Droplet there, or you pretty much win the game through Winder. For the hand traps, and there are quite a few, we're playing triple of the Ash. Of course, Ash is still insane, especially with all these fusion cards running around that use materials from the deck, and Ash can stop it. Triple of the Effect Veiler. I don't know how I feel about triple Effect Veiler. I might bump it down to 2 to play the next hand trap I'm going to show you at 3. The reasoning is it's a light and it's not a once per turn, so that is why. We have double of the Ghost Bell. If you are going to change your hand trap lineup, I do suggest you cut 1 Veiler for 1 Bell. But apart from that, Bell's still an amazing card. Stops the Branded in Red, which is one of its main uses. It's absolutely crazy because Branded in Red has to add back first from the grave to the hand, and Bell stops that. And of course we're running the triple impermanence. This is basically another Veiler, but just better, because you can do it during your turn. Doesn't have to be during the main phase, and really, really good. And for the last 3 cards, these are sort of flex spots. We have double of the talents. I'm considering swapping this out for either double cross out or for 2 more hand traps and the 1 Call by the Grave. I feel like if you draw Call by the Grave, you're just so protected for your combos. It's absolutely insane. I could see this card getting banned. It's a blowout card. So that is the main deck. It is of course 40 cards, and now we'll be moving on to the extra deck. So moving on to the extra deck now, we have the standard link package for this deck. It's the 1 Verte, the 1 Secure Gardener, and the 1 Almirage. Just won't change. Alistair is a normal summon of 1000 attack or less. You can make Almirage, you make your Secure Gardener, gives you a light. The reason you're not playing Artemis, which saves you an extra deck spot, is because Maximus needs something in the grave to banish, so the Almirage can be the target for that. If you do end up dropping the Maximus, this can be a Magistus Artemis instead and save you 1 extra deck spot. And the Verte is going to get banned, but we all know what Verte does. Just insane. For the fusions, we have the double Macabre and the 1 Agoides, and that's it really for the Invoked lineup. It's a really streamlined version. We're not playing the Fire, the Purgatrio, or the Wind either, because I don't think there's space for that. 2 Macabre comes up in case you go in a grind game. I can't see an argument for 1. I just feel 2 is safe to have. And the Agoides is an insane card. On summon, pops, gets huge by banishing fusion monsters from the grave, and then whenever your opponent special summons a monster, it will pop that as well. So really, really nice card, and I feel like this is the perfect, you know, lineup of invoked monsters you can have, because I feel like the other ones are good, but they're just a bit more situational. For the Shadow lineup, we have the 1 Construct, the 1 Apkalone, and the 1 Winder. I see a lot of people not playing the Construct. I have decided to keep the Construct because it gets you Schism back for free and doesn't make you discard a card, which is sort of what I want to do, just outgrind the opponent and just hand trap them to death in a way. So I feel that the Construct is really good. Don't have to pitch anything from my hand when you do search it with Apkalone, because Apkalone add it to your hand and then you need to discard a card. So you can discard the Schism and then get yourself the Construct engraved later on for the free add back on the Schism. And Winder, we all know what Winder does. She's just basically a floodgate on legs and a win condition in some matchups. For the Ice Jade Dragons, we have the 1 Amira Jade, the 1 Lubellion, and the 1 Titaniclad. I'm not playing Albion for a specific reason that I wanted to test out a different card, which I'll be showing you, but you can of course add the Albion. I think he's a really good card, but in a deck like this, you don't really need him. You make Lubellion with a Dark Monster, which is your Alistair, and a Fallen of Albaz, and then you shuffle him and the Fallen of Albaz back, leaving the Alistair in the grave, which if you have Invocation is actually crazy, because that means all you need to do is have a light, and you can make yourself a Macabre. Titaniclad, I feel like a lot of people underestimate this card. You can hard make this with your Fallen of Albaz as well, and a monster with 2,500 or more attack, so like your Fleur de Lis for example. And on the field, he's actually quite good. He gains attack, he gains a lot of attack, and he's also protected. He's unaffected by monster special summon from the extra deck, so he's just absolutely insane. And when you do out him, he gets your Dogamtika engine started, so that's really good. Amira Jade, we all know he is the card of the month at the moment. Every deck is running Amira Jade, just a non-targeting banish, and when he does leave the board, he is sort of like a soft Raigeki for your opponent, so really, really cool. For the other fusions, I'm playing 1 DPE, of course, and 1 Entis. Just, you need to play these cards. DPE is a pop, and Entis is a pop when he goes to the grave, and you can get a lot of advantage with DPE. If your opponent doesn't check this in the first turn or two, you just snowball and win the game, which is, I feel, really unfair, but it's legal, so we are going to play it. And the 1 card that I am testing instead of Albion, it is of course the Omega. I feel like the versatility with this card is crazy, guys. In the side deck, which I will be showing you, we are playing the Gamma package, so you can make this card. But also, when he's in the grave, you can shuffle back resources into your own deck. And not only that, can do from your opponent's grave as well, or your grave or your opponent's grave. So you can shuffle back things like a Winder if it's in the grave, put it back into your extra deck. Or if your opponent has a DPE, for example, you can shuffle it back with Omega, which is absolutely insane, and why I feel like I'm not ready to cut this card yet. It's just a lot of versatility. But if you are going to cut it, Albion is the card you will add. So now let's move on to the side deck. Moving on to the side deck, guys, this is of course preference, but I feel like some of it is quite standard, like the Gamma in the side deck. I feel like this is the best hand trap to side with the driver, of course. You'll be taking out your Schism, and basically you're going first card, so you take out Schism, and I usually side out a Call by the Grave and something else, and I put in my Gamma package, and it's just extra hand traps going second to stop your opponent. Not only does it negate, but it destroys and during your turn, if you do keep it in, you can just stop a hand trap or something and then make your Omega to hand loop your opponent. So really versatile card, and I just feel like it's a must include in this side deck. For another hand trap here that you can switch out, I'm still rocking the Lancia. I still think Lancia is a really good card this format. Not only does it stop Flanders, it can stop a bunch of other decks just randomly. Like the Brave Prank Kids, Brave Phantom Knights, it stops Brave in total. It's just really good as well. And it absolutely kills Flanderies because it stops them from their resource cycle. So I feel like Artifact Lancia is still a really good card. Not main deck worthy though, just side deck. You can swap this out for Trolls or Nibs, but I still feel Lancia is really good. For the spell and trap removal, we're playing the 3 Cosmic Cyclone and the 1 Harpies Feather Duster. I feel like this is ample ways to get rid of spell and traps. If you do go against a Mystic Mine, for example, there's not really many. There's actually 0 main deck outs to that, so we do have to have side deck outs to the Mystic Mine. And for back row matchups, this is just really good against Eldritch, and Harpies is just a blowout, so that is why we're playing that. Continuing with the theme with the 1 red reboot, you see this against a trap deck and you pretty much win the duel because you just switch off all their traps and then you can just go and OTK them very freely. You just have to pay half your life points, but it doesn't really matter at all. And then for the last trap, if you're going first, you can effectively play There Can Be Only One, which I don't know if you remember guys, a few years ago, this was the Floodgate that was just absolutely insane. It's still really good. I just feel like a lot of decks have main deck outs to it now, like through their engine, you can pop the cards, but it's still absolutely insane. You get this to stick and you're slowing the game down so much, and that's exactly what your Invoked deck wants to do. Slow down the game and then just control it with Macabre and your other fusion monsters and really take control of the game. So that is the end of the video guys. I hope you guys did enjoy my take on how to play Invoke. This format is literally just the engine dot deck, and it has very few bad matchups because it has so many hand traps guys. You can't underestimate how having so many hand traps in a deck like this, and you can add more. My build plays 11, usually 12 is a really good number. Just cut something like a triple tack or something like that and play another hand trap, but it's absolutely insane guys. But without any further ado, that is the end of the video guys. I hope you guys do stick around for the next videos coming up on the channel, and I'll catch you then. Peace.
It's time! Let's go!